Us.
It's my pleasure.
The information may be coming down any time now, but primarily the stuff that we'll be seeing is mostly engineering.
Yeah, the very first thing we need to do is to determine the health of the spacecraft on the surface. We need to make sure from the images and from just the downlink what it is that we've got. We've got a healthy spacecraft. We've got a spacecraft with the solar cells deployed. Do we have nice firm footpad positions? What are we going to see? And that, I think, in the next couple of minutes is what we're going to start looking at.
What's actually scheduled? Are we going to get a shot of the footpad? Are we?
Yes, I think what's planned is we're going to see the solar panels, whether or not they're fully deployed. We are going to be looking at the footpad. We're going to be looking at the instrument deck in order to see whether the biobarrier, which has up to this point since launch covered the arm and the scoop to keep them protected from contamination by earth, debris, microbes. We ought to be able to see whether or not the meteorological mast has been deployed. With all of that information, we really will gather quite a lot about the health of the spacecraft.
And we should be getting that any time now, or there's no way to determine that?
Well, I think within the next few minutes we should, actually. We'll know if we've got some images.
Now, I understand that you have a personal interest on some of the weather images that we'll be seeing, and we have some pictures just from the last few days that we can roll.
Yes, that's right. I do Mars atmospheric science. In fact, the meteorology boom that is on the spacecraft will be making measurements on the surface. Yeah, these are some pictures taken by the orbiters. These are images that show clouds in the Martian atmosphere over the North Polar Cap.
Now, we are learning an awful lot about the weather and about the ice in this region, and we have a lot to kind of compare and correlate with our own poles.
Well, that's right. The comparison between Mars climate and weather and Earth climate and weather have been a subject of discussion for well over 100 years. And we, in fact, have an instrument on board, one of the orbiters that does meteorology, and we have instruments on board the lander that do meteorology, and those will be talking to one another. We're going to be really able to do everything from the surface to about 60 miles above the surface.
All right. Well, we are standing by, and I see some reaction in the University of Arizona, so let's go to the room and see what's happening.